Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive with us.
It's great to be here.
Today we're looking at mini PCs,
Yes.
and specifically how they might be all grown up now. You know, those little tiny computers that used to be just for like basic office tasks or whatever?
Yeah, they've really become a lot more powerful.
So are we saying that like mini PCs are like a viable option for things like gaming and video editing and stuff now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially with the advancements in laptop CPUs nowadays, you're getting like desktop level performance with
Yeah.
these tiny little chips.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can handle some pretty demanding tasks.
I mean, I remember back in the day, those little mini PCs, you couldn't really do much with them.
Yeah, you were pretty limited.
But now, like you said, the laptop CPUs are getting so good.
Exactly.
Like how good are we talking?
Well, I mean, take the Intel Core i9-12900H, for example.
Yeah.
That's a laptop CPU that's found in some mini PCs. And get this, it actually matches the desktop i9-12900K in single-core performance,
Wow.
which is pretty crazy.
So you're saying like I could have this little tiny PC
Yeah.
and it could be like just as powerful as my big desktop tower in terms of like gaming performance or something.
Yeah, for things like gaming where single-core performance is really important,
Right.
you can actually get really impressive performance out of these mini PCs.
And then on top of that, like, can you upgrade them?
So,
Like I want to put more RAM in or whatever?
yeah, so upgrading the CPU itself might not be possible in most models,
Okay.
but RAM and storage,
Right.
those are pretty easy to upgrade in modern mini PCs.
So I could have like a mini PC with like 64 gigs of RAM and like tons of storage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, you get a little powerhouse.
But then like, what about the graphics? Because like
It's-
integrated graphics,
Yeah, integrated graphics are fine for, everyday tasks,
right?
web browsing and stuff.
But not for like high-end gaming.
Right. Exactly. If you want to do serious gaming, you're going to need a dedicated GPU.
So do you just like stick a graphics card in there somehow?
So that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
There are actually mini PCs out there that support external GPUs.
What?
Yeah, through things like Thunderbolt connection.
So you can like plug in a full-size graphics card
Yeah.
into this little tiny computer.
It's pretty amazing.
That's wild.
Yeah, one example is the Beelink GTI Ultra Mini PC.
Okay.
It has a dedicated the EX docking station,
Right.
and that allows you to connect a full-sized external GPU.
So I could have like a little mini PC hooked up to like an RTX 4080 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So you get the power of a high-end gaming PC,
Yeah.
but in a much smaller form factor.
Why wouldn't you just build like a mini ITX PC then?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So mini ITX PCs are small,
Right.
but mini PCs with docks can actually be even smaller,
Hmm.
especially when you factor in the external GPU.
Right.
And they tend to be quieter as well because of their efficient design.
So it's like a trade-off then.
Yeah, I mean, mini ITX performance might be a little bit better,
Right.
but the components that are available for mini PCs
Yeah.
are more than sufficient for most needs,
Yeah.
including gaming.
I guess you could always upgrade the mini PC later on too, right?
Well, so upgrading the CPU in a mini PC is usually not possible.
Oh, right.
But think of it this way.
Okay.
You're upgrading in a two-component cycle.
Okay.
So you'd upgrade the mini PC,
Right.
and then you'd upgrade the GPU.
Oh, that makes sense.
Kind of like how you upgrade a traditional desktop where you often do the CPU and motherboard together.
Yeah.
And the good thing is you can usually reuse your RAM and SSDs.
Oh, yeah.
So the upgrade cost is really just focused on the CPU, motherboard, and casing.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily a shorter lifespan.
Right.
It's just a different approach to upgrading.
But I mean, not everyone's going to be like, super excited about mini PCs.
Yeah.
Right? Like some people I'm sure just want like the biggest, baddest, most powerful PC they can get.
Right. And we've got some comments from our listeners.
Okay, let's hear them.
Who have some different opinions.
Yeah.
So Dan, for example, loves his massive ATX build.
Okay.
He loves the performance, and he wouldn't compromise that for a smaller footprint.
Yeah, I get that. Like some people just really want that like top tier performance.
Yeah, great.
And like, they have the space for it
Right.
and like they enjoy building it and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But then like on the other hand, we have Avao
Right.
who brings up some concerns about eGPUs connected via Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Like he's worried about potential instability and
Yeah.
driver issues.
Yeah. Oh, those are definitely valid concerns.
Yeah.
And it really highlights the importance of doing your research
Right.
before you jump into a mini PC and eGPU setup.
Like any new techo, I guess you got to do your homework. But overall, it sounds like mini PCs have come a long way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, they're not just those little basic office machines anymore.
They've really
It
evolved.
can be pretty powerful,
Yeah.
especially with the eGPU option.
And the flexibility and the portability is really appealing.
It's making me rethink my whole setup now.
Well, that's the point of these deep dives, right?
Yeah,
Is
because
to get you thinking about
to get us all thinking,
different possibilities.
I wonder if a mini PC would actually fit into my workflow.
Well, maybe that's something for you to explore.
Yeah.
And for our listeners to think about as well.
Yeah, how would a mini PC setup enhance your work or your gaming?
Exactly.
There's so many options out there now, too.
Yeah, you've got standalone mini PCs. Mini PCs with eGPU capabilities.
Right.
It's a whole new world.
We've covered a lot today,
We have.
but there's